Being a Chelsea fan at this moment is very difficult. Levi Colwill at this moment in time just won the Euros at the under 21 level, and guess what he does on Instagram? He drops a hint that does not look favorable to us, or does it? Let's get into it. He basically exposed what he's going to do with his future. Let's go. Welcome to the Kavkas View. Yes, it's late at night. Yes, everybody's asleep, but guess what? I got content to record, so you're getting it nice and early in advance tomorrow on Sunday, so make sure you watch it. But we've got 3 stories to cover today. Number 1, Levi Colwill and Noni Madueke win the under 21 Euros. And straight after the game, the story is not that they won, it's Levi Colwill's future. On Instagram Live, they're on it, and the biggest hint so far about Levi Colwill's future. Noni does what he does best. He puts his boy into a position, and his boy absolutely throws it back in Chelsea face. Number 2, Lukaku. What's going on with Romelu Lukaku? Romelu Lukaku apparently has 3 clubs chasing him: Juventus, Al Hilal, and Inter Milan. And we know that there's a bid from Al Hilal for a very nice value. And finally, Andrey Santos. What is going on with Andrey Santos? Because we are hearing so many stories. The other day, it was Porto. Now it's Barcelona. Well, I'm here to tell you, Fabrizio said nothing's going on. I'll break it down, I'll explain what's happening, and this kid's gonna be here for pre-season. Let's get into the little details, let's get into the stories, hit the like button, we're aiming for 1,000 likes, subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep it stepping. Alright, so a lot of you are going to call me an emotional Chelsea fan, a lot of you are going to say you're being too relaxed. I'm both people at this moment in time. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to say. I've literally tried to script this video maybe 3 or 4 times, and each time I'm changing the way I'm thinking about this topic on Levi Colwill. What am I talking about? Levi Colwill goes on Instagram Live after the game, and he's sitting there, he calls Noni over, and Noni hugs him, and Noni's in some shape or form using these words, or not these words. He puts his arm, he said, "We're both coming back, and I'm making sure he..." And Levi's reaction is like, bro, why did you have to do that? It's literally one of those, you know when your boy puts you in a little mess, and you're like, oh my God, what's going on? We're basically Levi's girlfriend, and his boy just said they're out partying, and we're like, oh my God, what's he gonna be doing tonight? How much is he gonna drink? We're on a panic mode. And the reality here is, Levi could have deaded everything and said, we're coming back, I can't wait to play. Or he could have said something more reassuring to Chelsea fans that he wants to be here, but he didn't. He smiled, he gave it the look, and he gave his boy the look like, why'd you have to do that? And a lot of Chelsea fans are worried. A part of me is worried. But the other part of me is thinking, this is a long negotiation. This kid knows he's eligible for a contract. If he plays hard to get, Chelsea are going to up the 10, 20k extra on whatever they're going to offer him. Look, the reality is everyone knows how good this kid is. Everyone knows how talented this kid is, and it is there to see. We saw it at Brighton, and we saw it at this under 21 Euros tournament. And now the fact that England won it, and he was a sample in a team that didn't concede a single goal, 6 games, no goals conceded. You think he's not going to be adding more wages onto his salary? I think this is a negotiation ploy. I think he's going to be very cool, calm, and collected. He comes across as someone that's very shy to me. People say he has an ego. I don't think he has an ego. I think he just knows his self-worth. And the reality is, someone at Chelsea Hour, the podcast, said this the other day, so I'm going to give credit. They said, Levi Colwill's situation reminds him a lot of Callum Hudson-Odoi's situation when he broke through. Callum signed the deal, and after the deal, there were no opportunities given. Levi needs to do what's best for him, and he needs to make sure he puts in a firm foot to the point where opportunities will be given. And I think this is all Levi Colwill wants at this moment in time. I genuinely believe this kid at this moment in time, all he's looking for is reassurance that he will not be treated like just another graduate. He will be treated like an individual that joined for £70 million. He will be given multiple opportunities, and one mistake does not mean he's out of the team for 4 weeks. But it means you're going to trust him, you're going to treat him fairly, and you're going to give him multiple opportunities. Guys, I really hope I'm wrong, but I've got a very bad feeling about this situation. Poch, promise him the world. Buy him a Ferrari. Make sure this kid re-signs and give him the opportunities, because he will take it. Speaking of Romelu Lukaku, it looks like Romelu Lukaku could be on his way to Al Hilal, because Ben Jacobs has said Lukaku's starting to consider the moves towards going to Saudi Arabia. So what have we heard? We heard that Romelu Lukaku only has his heart set on Inter Milan. But since then, Chelsea have basically told Inter, Either you put up the money or you're not. Loans are not going to be considered unless it's a loan with an obligation where you're going to buy him. So it's because of accounting, this deal is going to be completed. However, and this is a big however, this is a big one. Juventus are actively talking to the player and are actively communicating with Chelsea, and it looks like Juventus want to buy the player. Al Hilal are offering 45 million euros. 45 million euros is a lot of money for Romelu Lukaku, considering how much his value has depreciated in the most recent times. It's actually stinky to think that we paid 110 million euros 2 summers ago, and all of a sudden he's only worth 45 million. And this is a Saudi club that's going to buy him. The wages that he's going to get are crazy. However, I'm very, very cautious about these reports purely based on the fact that the screenshot I've showed you guys already, everyone was briefed by someone at the same time, because all of them reported the same story at once. This wasn't an exclusive from Ben Jacobs. This wasn't just Jacob Steinberg or whatever his name is. This wasn't just Fabrizio Romano. They were all briefed at the same time, and they literally released it within 2 to 3 minutes of each other. I don't think this is a coincidence. I really think we need to take an eye on it, and I think we need to be a little bit more relaxed. I think when the dust settles, Romelu Lukaku will be an Inter Milan player. That's my prediction. Would I keep Romelu Lukaku? I don't know. And the reason I'm starting to ease into that idea is because I don't want us to get a stopgap striker. I don't believe that Jackson is good enough at this moment in time, and I haven't seen enough to prove that he is, nor do I believe Brozier at this moment in time is good enough. Should we keep Romelu Lukaku? Should we sit him down? Should we put an arm around him and say, broski, give us 1 year. Next year, when your value and you grows a little bit because you perform, you score 20 goals, and the clubs realize this is Lukaku we're talking about, he's a good player, and the market is there for you. Inter have sorted their finances out. You can go back to Inter. But at the same time, can you trust Lukaku for the next 12 months? I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't want us to go and throw money for the sake of throwing money at somebody that's just not the solution, like a Vlahovic. I don't want. The final story is one that I call a stinky story. And the reason I call it a stinky story is because I don't understand where it's coming from. So Fabrizio Romano has come out and avidly said, no discussions are happening between anybody and Andrey Santos to make him go and join Barcelona or Porto. He is staying for pre-season. He is going to be part of the pre-season plans, and Poch will decide after what happens there. Guys, there's no smoke without fire. Where are these stories coming from? What do we know? We know that Porto are interested. Their manager has reported that he wants this player. Go get it done. Get him on loan. We also know Chelsea are interested in Diego Costa. So this is where it gets a little bit fishy. Barcelona apparently are interested in the player. Barcelona, who have no money, are interested in the player. Let's reiterate that point. Deco is the agent trying to make this deal work, according to what we heard. But I don't understand why Chelsea would sell him when they just bought him in January. I don't think his value has grown by that much to outweigh the potential of what he could become. Could we get 30 million for him? Most probably we could. Could we get 40 million? Maybe at a push. 40 million euros. But I think he's got so much value to add that potentially in a year's time he could be an 80-90 million pound player. That's how good this guy is being touted in Brazil. So why don't we just try to see how much we can develop him? That's just my personal opinion. Fabrizio said he is not leaving until after pre-season. So we got 11 days until the Wrexham game, 12 tomorrow, when you guys will see this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. By the way, at the end of this video, there will be a playlist of 2 videos. Number 1, 2030 strategy for Chelsea. If you guys have seen it, let me know what you guys think of Todd Bowley's long-term plan for the club. And number 2, the biggest regrets and promotions through Cobham that Chelsea could have made, and it's the 1 to 11. Basically, what team could have been at Chelsea if we kept the graduates in the last 15 years? Let me know your thoughts. Go and watch some more content. Enjoy yourselves. Kavkas View and chill. Make sure you have a nice time. Peace out. I'm out. Adios, amigos.